choose to do serious issues on a day which others choose to call a fool's day. Esteemed members of the media, I welcome you and greet you. Comrades behind me and comrades all across the country, I greet you. I have an important message to pass. It is in rare moments that you see me reading speeches, but today I'm going to do that for a purpose. So, you have always seen me as a leader of the most successful and influential coalition, of which I'm proud of, the Human Rights Defenders Coalition. Today, I have reincarnated in something else for a purpose. The title of my statement today is Time to Rescue Malawi from Accidental and Despotic Regime, People Power Movement. Fellow Malawians, I would like to start addressing you under theme 1, which I'm calling Malawi at the Crossroads. Fellow Malawians, Malawi, it is at crossroads. Probably being at crossroads is an understatement. We could say Malawi is under a dangerous situation. The upcoming fresh presidential elections is a watershed moment in the history of this country. It will either make or break us. After a protracted dark period marked by tragic leadership failure, severe governance deficit, growth, ethical decadence in all aspects of our society, collapse of key constitutional institutions of government, now is the time for the people of Malawi to reclaim their power and to take charge of their own destiny. Yes, it is time to bring back power to the people. It is said that destiny is written by us, not for us. Subcontracting and entrusting the struggle to political savages and ethnic baroons has failed to transform our lives. It is appalling to note that 56 years after independence, the people of Malawi still live in abject poverty, with our GDP not growing and our business environment still shambolic, hostile and driven by corruption. Malawians have lost their dignity and have become the center of ridicule by people from all over the world. Accidental and transactional leaders are largely to blame for reducing our great nation into a heap of misery and social strife characterized by the following. 1. Lack of clear developmental agenda for the nation. 2. Growing unemployment levels, especially amongst the youth. 3. Lack of quality health care, including shortage of drugs and health personnel in our hospitals. 4. Nepotism. 5. Executive routing of taxpayers' money. 6. Dwindling education standards. 7, extrajudicial killings of Robert Chasoa, Isanja Unju, Karonga Stamburi, Everson Matafari, persons with albinism, to mention but a few. 8, Sundwe Rep Saga. 9, failure to implement the people's reforms as enshrined in both the 2007 and 2017 Law Commission reports on review of constitution and electoral laws, respectively. 9, President's labeling of those defending human rights and electoral justice as terrorists, and yet rewarding those who incite women and issue death threats to human rights defenders, and block electoral reforms with cabinet posts. Executive non-respect of rule of law and constitutionalism. Comrades, these are the characteristics of the current regime. Fellow Malawians, these accidental and tyrannical leaders have clearly not cared a hoot about the plight of Malawians. Instead, they have operated within a status quo, spearheading politics of poverty of ideas, characterized by failure to bring about fundamental changes in the political arena of our country, socio-economic arena, and economic realm. What have they done? They have been reinforcing a government that essentially functions as a transfer pump of resources by political leaders to their political or tribal cronies in return for their political support. This is what they have done. Consequently, Malawians have perpetually suffered in their own country. However, in the midst of all these hardships, Malawians have not lost hope, as clearly evident in the events that have characterized the country from the past 10 months following the savagery and problematic May 2019 elections. Indeed, inspired by the principles of Malawi social contract, as clearly expressed under Section 12, subsection C of Malawi Constitution, and Section 6 of the same, and also the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, 2014 manifesto, where it states, no person in Malawi shall ever believe that Malawi is his or her personal property, as Malawi belongs to Malawians. This is not from my head. This is from the DPP manifesto in 2014. They are saying, no person in Malawi shall ever believe that Malawi is his or her personal property, as Malawi belongs to Malawians. We in the DPP, I quote, believe that if a government does not have integrity, it has no right to govern. This is DPP manifesto, page 6 and page 12. Comrades, the question is, do they have the integrity to govern? Millions of Malawians of goodwill resiliently took to streets to demand electoral justice following massive irregularities that had characterized the Gen Answer-led electoral process. The landmark Constitutional Court ruling on 3rd of February 2020, which nullified the presidential elections, declared President Mutharika as not duly elected, that the election was marred with massive irregularities, and that the chairperson of Malawi Electoral Commission and her team are incompetent. Vindicated those determined and patriotic Malawians of goodwill from Nsanje to Chitipa that they had fought a good fight. Comrades, wherever you are, I congratulate you. You fought a good fight. In all this, the message has been loud and clear. Make chairperson Jane answer. All commissioners and make CEO have no moral and legal mandate to administer a fresh election. It's now time for the people to take charge and complete the change, cognizant of the fact that our Constitution does not recognize a vacuum in the office of the President. Hence the Constitutional Court determination that Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika and Right Honorable Saulos Kraus Chilima should be President and Vice President in the transition period towards the fresh elections. Malawians should never get tired of reminding Peter Mutharika that he was not duly elected, and that the reason he is still occupying that office is simply to facilitate and not to frustrate the transition towards fresh elections. Malawians should not give in Mutharika's deception tactics of creating an impression as if the Constitutional Court ruling has no effect on his presidency, that he still has political legitimacy, and that nothing has and will change following the Constitutional Court ruling clearly declared him as not duly elected. Never. This should not be forgotten, fellow citizens. It's now time for all of us to take charge and complete the much desired change of ridding Malawi of accidental and transactional leadership which has for so long frustrated our collective developmental ambitions as a nation. Indeed, as we take charge to complete the journey, we always need to be reminded by these wise words from the Holy Scriptures. Philippians 1 verse 6. He who has started a good work in you will surely bring it into completion until the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. Exodus 14 verse 13. Do not be afraid. Stand still. See the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians, whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold peace. God watches over Malawi. My second theme is about my 12-year journey as a human rights activist. Fellow Malawians, you have followed my journey right from my days as a student activist. When I was the speaker of Chancellor College Students' Union, to date, where I have had a privilege of leading two Malawi's leading human rights organizations, Human Rights Defenders Coalition and Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation, as chairperson and executive director respectively. Besides, I have also led either as chairperson or board member for several reputable national, regional, and international human rights and governance networks, such as Citizen Forum for the Defense of Good Governance in Malawi, Civil Society Network on Transparency and Accountability, Malawi Electoral Support Network, Human Rights Consultative Committee, Southern Africa Human Rights Defenders Network, of which I'm the vice chairperson, the whole Southern Africa, the Civil Society Coalition for Effective African Court and Human Rights and People's Rights, the Malawi Sexual and Reproductive Health Rights Alliance, and the Global Civil Society Coalition for International Criminal Justice, to mention but a few. I have spoken on various regional and international forums, such as the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, the United Nations, including the Universal Periodic Review, the UPR, on the status of human rights in Malawi, as well as SADC as a whole. Throughout my 12-year human rights journey as an activist, my life has been centered on defending human rights. That is civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights, and promoting good governance in all spheres of government, and including electoral justice. Comrades, together we have fought many battles, despite the harsh political environment threatening to my life. I've had threats to my life, property through arrests, detention, and character assassination. There have been also assassination attempts to my life. With your support and prayers, I have been able to fearlessly provide frontline leadership to HRDC, CHR, and other above institutions in several advocacy struggles aimed at making Malawi a better place in all spheres of governance, including the famous HRDC and Gen Answer electoral justice demonstrations. Activism has clearly been in my DNA, and a calling for which, if need be, I am and have always been prepared to die for. Today, that struggle is continuing, and I will not filter until our people are free from all forms of tyranny, corruption, bad governance, and human rights abuses. Fellow citizens, my third theme is the core of this agenda. I call it civic duty not to vote for accidental and transactional leaders. Time to chart a new path forward. Fellow Malawians, I have had time to reflect on what has been happening in Malawi since we adopted the democratic constitution. I have concluded that our beloved country is in a serious crisis, a crisis perpetuated by accidental and transactional leadership. They have presided over this mess, and that our country finds itself in and do not represent the aspirations of our people. If history is anything to go by, the failure of our people and the future of this country is because of the same people. People have the right to prove me wrong, but I've done an assessment and have this conviction that the future of our country will remain bleak if this country were to continue to be ruled by the DPP and its alliance partner, UDF. These two political parties have failed dismally to take Malawi out of poverty, have placed their personal interest above the wishes and aspirations of Malawians. As Malawians, we need to firstly demonstrate selflessness and ultimate patriotism, discipline, and above all, unity of purpose by ensuring that the two political parties do not come any closer to presidency in the forthcoming elections. If Malawi is indeed to be rescued from accidental and transactional leadership which has held it captive since the advent of our democracy. Fellow Malawians, looking at the level of executive impunity and arrogance, disrespect for the rule of law and constitutionalism, increased levels of executive thieving and corruption, disrespect of human rights, as clearly reflected on the failure to arrest the police officers who raped Sundwe women, and the openly professed executive witchcraft directed against the critics of the regime and all of Malawians of goodwill who would be doing injustice to this country and to posterity if we fail to tell Malawians under the disguise of political neutrality. In most cases, we fail to say the truth because we want to appear neutral. But the time for that is over. We have to tell our people not to vote for DPP and its alliance partner, UDF. It is in this regard that I have a civic duty as a citizen to tell every Malawian, from Chitipa to Nsanje, Kota Kota to Mchinji, not to vote for DPP in the forthcoming fresh elections. This is a must and an obligation for all Malawians who wish this country well. We need to organize and mobilize ourselves to chart a new path and agenda for Malawi. The country is hungry for leaders that can bring change. The people of Chilomoni, Ndilande, Bangwe, Muloza, Bangamoyo, Tioro, Tava, Likoma, and Tekeran, to mention but a few, are crying. They are tired of lies. They are tired of corruption. They need a new leadership. Indeed, revolutionary and transformational leadership that will restore their dignity as equal citizens of this great nation in which everyone is treated equally and fairly, regardless of where he or she comes from, be it Northern Region, Central Region, Southern Region, or Eastern Region. We have to unite our great country together. Fellow Malawians, my fourth theme is embracing a new challenge. Citizens for Transformation, the People Power Movement. Fellow Malawians, it is abundantly clear that the current president and his team have failed to lead this country out of the crisis. Therefore, having diligently studied the problems haunting and hating this country and the dangerous path the DPP leadership has taken, I am left with no choice but to pursue a political route. And I join fellow Malawians who have taken a brave and revolutionary step to openly challenge Mr. Peter Mutharika's bid for president in the forthcoming elections. Fellow Malawians, it is in this light that I have decided to pursue a liberation and transformation movement, which I will launch very soon. Our new movement will be called the Citizens for Transformation, CFT, People Power Movement. Let me repeat, our new movement will be called the Citizens for Transformation, People Power Movement. The CFT shall pursue an agenda for transformation. It shall be founded on values of human rights-based approach, peaceful coexistence, the rule of law, active and patriotic citizenship, in pressing for inclusive social, political, economic, and cultural transformation and a prosperous future for all Malawians. The CFT is focused on bringing all well-meaning Malawians together towards their quest for social, political, and economic emancipation and transformation. Fellow Malawians, it has been and remains a long walk for freedom. For me, this movement is a transition and a culmination of a long walk for freedom with you, fellow Malawians. As we marched through the streets of Lilongwe, Blantyre, Mzuzu, Zomba, Nchinji, Mangochi, Balaga, to mention but a few of the places where our fight for democratic values has left footprints that time and history will never delete. This is the drive of this agenda. These were the places where we were tear gassed together, beaten together, arrested together with many of you. Fellow Malawians, our new movement represents a just future and rejection of oppressive evils that has become the trademark of the ruling DPP. We are inspired by the forerunners in the liberation struggles who came before us, like in the names of Chakufwa Tom Chihana, Dunduzu Chisiza, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Che Guevara, and others, in our drive to bring change to our society. These sons and daughters of the planet have inspired us. We stand for nothing but truth and justice. We will spare none of our strength and courage to ensure that this nation is liberated from the bondage of crippling tribalism, nepotism, cronyism, and all the vices that are being deployed by the current regime to pull all us down together with all the gains the nation has made in the past. All the gains we have made in the past were being pulled down by these people who have attacked our nation, by the tribalists that pretend to be nationalist leaders. It is for the love of my country and in the interest of all Malawians that the CFT hereby endorses the UTM-MCP alliance. We do not have time to waste. Immediately this struggle starts, our movement recognizes the existing efforts by others on the ground. We are not here to create parallel structures, but we are here to ensure that change finally comes to Malawi. I have a lot of faith in the leadership of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and his team. Who can doubt the credibility of Dr. Saulos Christ Chirima? Who can doubt the credibility of Dr. Joyce Banda? Who can doubt the credibility of Enoch Chihana and their teams? I've just mentioned the few, but I've seen sons and daughters of this country who have committed to have a national alliance to boot out the DPP, which is actually wasting our time in this country. These leaders who have selfishly committed to the alliance in a collective action to rescue Malawi from the oppressive regime must be commended, and I salute them. We will embark on a massive civic education campaign to mobilize masses across the country and implore on every Malawian to vote for the UTM and MCP alliance. Fellow Malawians, I will lead the CFC, championed by youth and others that feel disgruntled with the happenings in our country, by openly and massively campaigning against any selfish leadership, be it the present or beyond the current generation. This is a mass movement across the entire country. This movement is driven by both my personal and collective capacity and desire to contribute to the redemption of this country from this and any future predatory regimes that have and will capture our country. This goes beyond the current regime. This is a movement for Malawians that will stand up at any moment any leader would like to take us back. The movement will endeavor to ensure that selfish and corrupt leaders must not win elections and take Malawians for granted. For this, I promise, if somebody thinks we are joking, then wait and see. I will continue the fight against impunity, executive arrogance, economic stagnation, but now on a different platform, the political space. A platform I believe would be more effective in helping me to directly contribute to the realization of the change which all Malawians aspire for, which is A, to rescue Malawi from DPP oppressive rule. B, to have a meaningful, inclusive social and political economic transformation for all Malawians. That is in the wrong term. Fellow Malawians, it is with a great sense of humility and a deep conviction that today I hereby announce my immediate resignation from non-governmental organizations, NGO-based civil society activism and advocacy, so that I can focus my energies on the Citizens for Transformation, CFT, the people-powered movement. In the same vein, I announce the establishment of the People Power Movement, which will be launched soon as we continue the journey to rescue Malawi from accidental and transactional leaders and spearhead a meaningful and all-inclusive socio-economic transformation. Fellow Malawians, in arriving at this decision, I have carefully sought wise counsel of Lord Almighty and many other change agents in various spheres of the society, whose counsel I verily believe to be true and correct. The comrades in diaspora, comrades in Malawi, who are massively behind this movement. Today you see me alone. but very soon you see Malawians in action. Fellow Malawians, in arriving at this decision, some people would say it's bad timing, but I believe the best timing is when you are at the middle of the battlefield. A good general makes decision when it is difficult for everybody to do that. I'm not abandoning any struggle. I'm still at the center of the struggle, but I'm actually deepening the same struggle to the next level. A good general would know that if he was attacking his enemies during the night and he's failing to make a breakthrough, he will change to say, let me attack my enemies during the day. So I'm just trying to be a general that knows the best time to make decisions. I would like to emphasize that the CFT is a revolutionary movement. I repeat, the CFT is a revolutionary movement born out of my love for Malawi and the need to see Malawi's total transformation through the people themselves. So the uniqueness of this movement is that it seeks transformation by the people, of the people and for the people. I'll never stand up and tell you to say, I'm going to transform you, I'm going to change you. But we want to take power back to the people, and the people themselves, they should chart a new way forward for this country. The CFT is not a political party. I repeat, the CFT is not a political party. This job I'm doing and I'm going to embark on doing is beyond politics. It's a calling, ordained and appointed by the God Almighty, and that I'm not afraid of anybody. And I know we shall overcome. Once launched, the movement shall serve as a platform for mobilized Malawians at all the levels towards holding our leaders accountable and pressing for economic, political, and social transformation through people-centered solutions. I repeat, people-centered solutions. We want the solutions to come to the people themselves. The time is over that politicians would come to your villages and tell you to say, we'll do ABCD to yourselves. Lies, plenty lies. But it's time for them to convince us, to say them and us, how can we work collectively and change our country, which they have failed to do for the past 56 years. Most shameful is for the past 25 years of our democracy. Last but one, my fellow citizens, my message to all patriotic young people of our great nation is that a new dawn of a youthful political leadership is at hand. I am ready to be your general and your servant and provide a dynamic and generational leadership. Beloved comrades, send me, I'll go, for your wish is my command. I believe there is no greater calling than public service. It is time for us, for all of us, to wear our revolutionary boots and fight for the freedom of our great nation without fear or favor. Last words. Fellow Malawians, time has come for each and every one of us to step up, to step forward, to demand change and the change that we need. Our country will not move forward if we think this fight is for the few people. Each one of us must rise and demand that stealing of our resources must stop, abuse of our human lives must stop, tribalism must stop, cronyism must stop, and if we rise up and speak with one voice. By sunrise tomorrow, change will come. As Abraham Lincoln said, and I quote, "You can delay change, but you cannot stop it." No one can stop us if we stand up, all of us, together, to demand good governance and respect of the rule of law. There is no force on earth that can stop an idea whose time and hour has come. As Victor Hugo said, that hour is now, comrades. There is a fierce agency everywhere to demand change, not tomorrow, on the day after, or the day after tomorrow, but now, we need to demand that change. And this is possible if only we can stand up and rise together and raise our voices. Throughout CFT, I joined everybody through this movement. Comrades, I join selfless Malawians who decided before me to put the democratic interests of this country over and above their own. I therefore invite all those that are not yet decided to join us in the frontline battlefield of rescuing Malawi from DPP, cruelest, oppressive, and corrupt rule to do so. This is my call to everyone that is patriotic about this country. This, fellow Malawians, is a mission we will do now and in generations to come. Change is long overdue, and we just have to do it now. Lastly, let us recognize that in any path there are other people that contribute. I would like to do salutations. Let me thank you all, Malawians of goodwill, who have supported me throughout my journey in civil society. May God richly bless you. Many thanks should also go to HRDC family, CHRR family, and comrades in the civil society, local and international, who have relentlessly supported me during my time as civil society leader. It was a privilege working with you, and I wish you all the grace in your future endeavors. Let's not forget to wash our hands and practice social distance to prevent COVID-19. The struggle continues. May God bless our great country and its democracy. Once more, my name is Timothy Pagonachi Simbega Mtambo, the Commander-in-Chief, CIC, and the leader of the movement, LOM. I thank you all, and may God bless you. Thank you.
All right, that marks the speech for the outgoing HRDC chairperson. I know the media has got questions which they would love maybe the chairperson, outgoing brackets, to highlight. Right now, it's time for the press to raise their questions. I think you have to go in order. So,
I would like to say that the whole speech will be made available in Chichewa, and the whole speech will be made available. And just in a nutshell, ndikufuna ndiauza Malawi kuti pamene dziko lirafika akanaka matenda bwezi tikunena kuti muntu ali pa ICU, ali pa oxygen, dziko limeneli likufunika anyamata, azimayi ndi wina aliyense amene amakonda dzikoli kuti achitepo kanthu. Ndikuthokozeni Amalawi kuti tagwira ntchito limodzi, tigwira ntchito yomenera maufulu. Ine moyo wanga wonse ndizakhala ndikumenyera maufulu a Malawi, sindisiyira pano ndipo sindizasiya, chifukwa kumenyera ufulu ineyo ndimatenga ngati ineyo Mulungu anandilenga kuti nanenso ndichitepo kanthu ntchito imeneyo. Tayenda tapanga ma demonstrations, tasinta zinthu zambiri. Ndithokoze kuti Amalawi ndi oseguka panopa. Amalawi mukupenya kwina kulikonse kumene mulili. Tapangidwa ma tear gas limodzi, tamangidwa limodzi, tamenyedwa limodzi. Koma vuto tili nalo panopa ndi vuto ya usogoleri. Usogoleri wa DPP walepera kuyendesa dziko, kupulumutsa Amalawi ku mavuto osiyana-siyana. Taona panopa apangaso chibale ndi UDF, zomwe zija za kalekale. Anthu awawa ndi chipani chimodzi, anati limodzi kuyamba kalekale. Nde ifeyo monga ineyo mwana wanu mukundimva konse kumene mulili Amalawi, sindikuonapo kuti gulu limeneli litakuthandiza Malawi china chilichonse. Taonani sakulemekezaso makoti, taonani sakulemekezaso parliament, taonani umphawi umene ulili, taonani ziphuphu corruption umene ilili, taonani muzipatala tilibe mankhwala, taonani mumene anthu akuvutikira achinyamata kusowa ntchito, taonani ntchito akungolembana pa chibale mmene amachokera limodzi kumudzi, taonani nkhani zawo ndizongobera. Zimenezi ndi zimene enafe tikukana. Ndiye ndikufuna ndikuwuzeni Amalawi kuti ineyo ndili nanu, ndizakhala nanu, ndipo ngati zikutanthauza kuti pomenyera ufulu wa dziko tizafera limodzi. Koma ndikufuna ndiachenjeze amene akala kundisatira. Ndamva kuti akonzanso ena kuti achite nane, achitenso ndi atsogoleri a opposition. Wina aliyense amene akukonza zimenezi, ndikufuna ndikuwuzeni kuti segurani njira. Zibwana zonse mwakampanga nthawi yonseyi ndikuti porani moto. Mulungu sanatilenge for you to kill. Never say situnakuchenjezeni. Dzikoli ndilatonsefe. Manifesto ya DPP ya 2014 imanena kuti palibe wina amene angazitame kuti ndi mwini wacho wa dziko lonseli. Dzikoli ndi la Malawi. Ndipo usogoleri kwa malepera kuyendesa zinthu sungakhale ndi mphamvu yolamulira. Taonani a president apanopa zisankho, tinapita ku zisankho, anabera Jane answer, anthu akalakulira kuti achoke atule pansi udindo, kuchoka pamenepo makoti anagamuladi kuti zinthu sizinaende bwino, parliament inanena zomwezo, koma Jane answer uja ndipita mtalika kukakamirabe. Koma Malawi ndifuna ndikusimikizireni kuti tisalole ndipo sitilora kuti Jane answer ndi gulu lawo ayendeseso zisankho. Ngati akupanga zimenezo aziwe kuti akulota, aziwenso kuti dzikoli silawo ndi lathu tonse. Nde mmene zili zikhala ngati anagwirizana anthu awa kuti azitandizira kuti zinthu zizakomera mbali iyo, koma mukamanena kuti rifari akuyendesa mpira, nonse mukuyenera kukhala ndi chikhulupiriro kuti rifari uyu ayendesa ntchito bwino. Now ineyo Amalawi anzanga ndagwira ntchito nanu ndipo ndikuthokoza, tasinta zinthu zambiri limodzi, koma pamene tafika ndikudziwa pakufunika solution yayikulu. And solution imene ndi yandale. DPP pamene yafika ndi ulamuliro wawo sungasinde. Oro mutamenya malilime otani sasinte antuwa. Oro mutapanga motani kapena titagwada azatione enafe tagwada chonde sanga sinte iyayi. Akukhala ngati amamva bwino kumatizunza ifeyo Amalawi. Pachifukwa chimenechi ndaganiza kuti ndisunte pang'ono, ndichoke ku civil society uku ndiyambe movement yanu wa Malawi imene movement tikumanena kuti citizens for transformation, people power movement, kuti movement ya Malawi amene akufuna kuti zinthu zisinte ndi movement imene. Nde ineyo ndisogolera movement imene mosata malamulo ndipo muonesa kuti Amalawi tonse tikale free from mavuto amene takati kumana nawo. Independence 56 years ago, democracy palibe chimene chikusinta. Anthu omwewo ndamene akulemera ife zisiru maonaso anthu mabodyguardiso ndithu kumagula magalimoto, ma president akunja ena samakwanisa kugula magalimoto amenewo. Sindichula bodyguard amenewo, koma ndikuuzeni kuti ngati mupanga zibwana kumeneko kuti ena afe mtu wopyeza, mudziwe kuti nthawi ya zimenezo yatha. Ndikudziwa ena mukunena kuti timaziwa ndi wandale uyu. Ndifuna ndikuuzeni kuti tikumana pa ground. Ndikuti yankurani tumani anyamata anu ma social media asokosere koma tionana pa ground. Ndikuchoka pano, I'm going direct to the ground kwauza Malawi kuti tipulumuse dziko latuli. Timapulumusa dziko latu kwa Samunda, koma nthawi yakwana tipulumuse dziko latu kwa Malawi anzathu amene atiukira tonsefe. Anatiukira sarabadilaso mavuto athu koma kufuna zitinamiza kuti tiavotereso. Nde alliance ya UDF ndi DPP enafe situmaonapo kusiyana konseko kumene mulili mundimvesese ndinu anthu amodzi. Mu democracy takalamu mwayendesa democracy iyi ndinuyo, and democracy yathu sinagwire ntchito, yalepera. Zomwe zikutanthauza kuti mwalepera. Sirani anthu ena ayese kutandiza mtundu wa Malawi. Pachifukwa chimenechi bungwe limene ndikuyambali kuja kunali ku civil society, malamulo anga sanali kundiloleza olo kupanga endorse kuti voterani wakuti, koma panopa ma comrades ndili free. Nde ndikuuzani kuti ndaona nzeru mwa alliance yapangidwa ndi UTM ndi MCP ndi azinzawo, ndikuti Amalawi nonse achinyamata nonse amene mufuna ananu ndi zukulu kuti Malawi muno zakale mwantendere, tiyeni tivotere alliance imeneyi. Alliance imeneyi ndiyo mangaziko. Ndani angakaikire usogoleri wa Dr. Lazarus Chakwera? Ndani angakaikire usogoleri wa Achilima? Ndani angakaikire usogoleri wa Dr. Joyce Banda? Ndani angakaikire mwana wa nsimbi ya moto Enoch Chihana? Muli anthu akulu ambiri amene enafe tikukura timapasa ulemu, achina Makasonga ndi enawo. Zaonesa kuti Malawi yakonzeka kuti tonse tiyeni pamozi tichose nyasi tikuzionazi kuti mwina dziko latu wanatu atakumasangalala, sukulu lita kumayenda bwino, zipatala muta kumayenda bwino. Ndi udindo wa tonsefe kuti titanzirepo. Ifeyo tinyamuka tipita pa ground, timenya campaign kutandizana ndi azinzathu. Sitingopanga endorse kuti ndakala pano pa press briefing ndikupanga endorse, tionana pa ground. Ndipo ndikunena kuti zibwana zimene mupanga kama musinta maudindo ndikumapasana ma responsibilities kuti iwe upange zakuti zimenezo muzisiye. Ndikamakuona anena anu ndimavumvera nchisoni. Mumaziona ngati ndinu mabigi kwambiri, ngati mumazisata zinthu kwambiri, koma simumaziwa zimene mumachita. Mulungu salola kuti oro munthu mmodzi afe. Amalawi mkazangomva asogoleri achikonda amene akutandiza dziko lino wina waphedwa. Pamenepo sidzanyengerera naso kuti kuli coronavirus kuli chani. Coronavirus iyi tikufunaso ithe, tikupempera kwambiri. Tikuona kuti ena kufuna zigwirisa ntchito ngati chida chozitetezera kuti akalise mboma. Koma Mulungu achitisa manyazi pompano. Nde ndikupempera Malawi konse kumene mulili, tiyeni titengepo mbali pa nkhani ya coronavirus kuti tiziteteze, titezezeso azinzathu. Ambuye akudaliseni. Ndine mwana wanu Timothy Pagonachi Simbega Mtambo, Sogoreri wa Center for Sogoreri wa Citizens for Transformation, a people-powered movement, Zikon.
All right, that marks the remarks from the outgoing chairperson. I saw hands, thank you, from the media guys. They want to raise some questions. So we start from here, then I think we go around. Okay.
FM radio. Ndava kuti ndino commander in chief. Kamuna kuti mtsogoleri wa bungwe limene tingofuna kuti tidziwitsitse kuti tikamakuitanani tizikuitanana kuti ndino ndani wa bungwe limene. Anthu amene akufuna kulowa mu bungwe limeneli akuyenera kutsata njira za mtundu wanji. What's the criteria for joining this revolutionary movement? Mwafotokozaponso kuna kuti iyi ndi revolutionary movement. Revolution imakhala ndi nthawi ndipo imatha. Ikatha revolution imeneyi, gulu limene lili lidzapanga chani? Lidzakhala gulu la ndale kapena lidzathetsedwa? Mwina funso lina kumanena kuti mmene mwachoka ku HRDC mwasiyapo space, mwapanga ndondomeko za mtundu wanji kuti malo amene mwasiya ku HRDC asaoneke kuti mmene mwachoka Timothy Mtambo ndi basi zinthu zavuta ku HRDC. Pomaliza penepene nkuteka anthu ena kumanena kuti ayi mwina Mtambo afuna kuti boma la achakwera ndi achilima likawina adzakhale second vice president chifukwa amakhalira kumpoto. Tatiyankhuleni pa nkhani imeneyi. Zikomo.
Doric Antenje for Mlato Radio. Ndingofuna ndifunsepo chifukwa mbuyo mwakhala mukukana kunena kuti simu zandalezi si mbali yanu. Ndemwina apapa chiganizo chimene mwachitachi sindikudziwa kuti mtundu wa Malawi muwuza zotani kutengera kuti amayitenga ngati bungwe la HRDC ngati kuti ndi chida chimene amachigwiritsa ntchito kuti chizapatsa mawu awo ngati kuwamenyera zinthu zokhuza national interest. Komanso mwanenapo kuti kumbali yonena kuti mwasiya kukhala chairperson wa HRDC, have you not betrayed the Malawians kutengera kuti anakhulupirira bungwe limeneli kuti lakhala likuyendesa zinthu zambiri zimene dziko limakhala ngati kuti sizimayenda bwino? Ziko.
My name is Kathy Maulidi from FM Radio. Funso langa ndikungonjezera pa zomwe funsa Dorika kuti mwakhala ngati wotsogolera bungwe limene la HRDC nthawi yayitali. Munali ndi gulu la anzanu mwakambapo nkhani yokhudza kufunsa kwa maganizo kwa ena, munanena kuti mufunsako ena mdziko momwe muno komanso ena amene akhala m'mayiko akunja. Pa nkhani ya anthu omwe mayendetsa limodzi bungwe limene la HRDC akuti bwanji mutafotokozera za ganizo lanu asakuona kuti mwangogwiritsa ntchito ino munali kale ndi mapulani ufuna kupanga zanu lero zatheka basi mwalitaya gulu limeneli mutawafunsa atrapensi alukutembo amayaya akuti chani pa zaganizo lanu limeneli?
Ndinafuna ndingodziwa nawo ndi funso limodzi mwakambapo kunena kuti mwakhazikitsa movement yanu koma munalinso mtsogoleri wa bungwe la HRDC. Kodi mwina chisankho chikatha poti mwanena kuti pakadali pano mupanga support alliance ya UTM MCP, chisankho chikatha ntchito zanu zisiyana bwanji ndi zimene mumapanga ku bungwe la HRDC? Anthu mwauza zotani kuti mwina movement yanu itenga direction yanji in terms of my activities anu?
We have the last question.
My name is Chinsisi Moyo from Capital FM. I have two questions. The first one is that should people consider CFT as a political wing of MCP and UTM, knowing that you have personally worked with the two leaders both privately and publicly, and now that you're also endorsing the alliance? And also, would you still deny the accusations made by the public that the HRDC has been sponsored by the opposition? Thank you.
Right. maybe let's have the first 5 questions answered, then I think we can take another round of questions. Chair, over to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for beautiful questions, and I would like to say these should be the final questions. When I respond to these questions, I will not respond to more questions. Let me start from the last. There was a question which our comrade asked that by endorsing, and maybe before you have been in the same platform with these political parties that you are also endorsing, would you deny the fact to say people would consider CFT as a political wing? Ya zipani zimenezi. Choyamba nufuna ndinene kuti I for one will never be used by anyone. Kulibe amene anga ndi use so. Ngati ndikanakala anthu ofuna kuyuzidwa, bwezi tiri kuchitumba kuboma ako kumena kumango gawa ndrama ako. Simunaona zinzatu oti tinani nawo ku civil society anapita kumeneko. Zona ungafune kuyuzidwa ndi munthu paka na kufuna kuti uphedwe. Maona zimene ndadusamu amalawi. Zinthu zoyipa. Panopa ndikamayankhula ndi mtundu wa Malawi tingotokoza Mulungu kuti ndi Mulungu akudziwa zifukwa zimene ena afe tili moyo. CFT is an independent movement, and this movement is going to go beyond elections. It's not just there for elections. In my statement ndinanena kuti titana ndi ulamuliro wankanza panopa ndi kusogoro. Mwina pamawa sumza ndionaso ndine sogoro wa CFT. Mwina kuzakaraso wina. Limene ndipunziro kwa china Jane Ansa achina Mtalika ndiye na acha mena makakamira maudindo. Ineo monga nsogoro wa HRDC. I've been reading the most successive people-powered movement in this country. Ndi maudindo akuru kunja kwa dziko la Malawi. Zonsezo ndikuti ndasisiya. Ndikanaka muntu wadiera. Bwezi ndingoti mwina ndizingo njoya maudindo angawa basi. Koma ndikuyang'ana Malawi. So nkani yomanena kuti ikawina kuyuza imeneyo ingochokeratu. Ngati wina kuganiza angochoseratu. Imeneyo kulibeso. Palibe anga ndiyuze kandi UTM MCP angopanga zolakwira Malawi. Mawa muti wona inafe tili panseo questioning them by the fact kuti tanena kuti tikuona uku kuli usogoreri sizi kutanthauza kuti we are in the armpits of anybody. Movement imene itu let me use this word, it will nyekwerize anyone that would like to tamper with the freedoms of Malawians. And I've told you we are bringing a new approach. You know, we have to do things different. We have seen that there is a leadership deficit in this country. Asogore ndo chepa. That's why ndango chura ndo chepa. Ena safu naso kuroa kusogore rwandare because ama opa kuti kulibe integrity. So this CFT will introduce a leadership academy in this country. An academy that will breed and groom patriotic leaders. It's not just about school. It's a leadership academy that we should have a clear transition leadership plan at all levels. CFT brings what I would call a capability approach to development. Kuti mundu akufuna nsomba, musamango mpasa nsomba daily, mupaseni zogwirira nsomba kuti apunzire nayo so azigwira. Tamvana. Nimango funa disindike pamene kuti this is a different organization. Kuti after zisango tizitani tipitirizabe. Ngati wina azapanga zibwana kwa bwera leadership ya nyuan muzati wonaso. Kapenda mwina muzaona kuti tasiyaso usogoreri woyenerera kumeneku tukuyambaso China. Koma CFT will live throughout. Then dinene kuti HRDC musadandaure anthu mwina kudandaura kuti HRDC wina paka na kumaliza anthu kuti you have used them, how can I start something with comrades, work for it and use it? Actually HRDC has achieved a lot and I'm so satisfied. So zimene zikuchitikazi ni ntchito mweja HRDC mapanga sopano mwina force ndi pamene ikure HRDC kumenya uku, the movement kumenya uku. So ngati wina maona kuti HRDC ikara wiki mukudama. Ena afe timakulupira tikamagwira ndi anthu, we empower people to become leaders. Kumene kuja kuti asogolere ambiri achina Trapens, azinzawo achina Mayaya, kuti achina Kajoroweka achina Maku, onse aja apitizabe. So za HRDC musaopeso, mwina mawa mundionaso kuti ndikukala ndi activity pamene ndikupereka mphamvu kwa ma comrades kuti salani bwino mugwire ntchito iyi, tizigwirira ntchito limodzi. And my members of HRDC have the blessing, ndi ma blessing pena pali ponse, and I'm leaving all this side with clean hands. Ena manena kuti zandare simbali yanu, anafunsa funso la bwino kwambiri. Zandare sinali mbali yathu, koma panopa taona mavuto mmene alili tikuti ikale mbali yathu. Izozo ndi zimene timati strategic plan, kumaona zinthu kuti mmene ndikuloweramu kuti mwina mpira ufike patali, ndi umenye ndi mwendo kapena ndiponye ndi manja, pamene potayankapo. You are looking for positions. I have no time for positions. Actually ineyo ndikanakhala munthu wadiera ndikanatuluka Malawi kale. Mavuto amene ndakumana nayo ndakhala ndi ma offers ambiri a ntchito kunja la dziko la Malawi. Ndakhala ndi ma offers ambiri a skulu, bwezi panopa ndikupanga PhD. Oro mutafunsa anthu kunjako akuwuzani kuti Mtambo amakana kuti atuluka amatisanga siye osamalizisa nkhondo. So maudindo andale awandilibe nawo ntchito. And sindikupanga zimenezi with an expectation ka maudindo iyayi. Ndikupanga zimenezi kuti timalizise nkhondo, tichose zimenezi kuononga dzikoli, zimene tikuziona kuti sizikuyenda bwino, kuti dziko lipite pasogolo. Panalinso funso yonera kuti revolution ikala how long it will stay and stand the test of time. Kale ka zikaza sinta zikuyenda bwino izakalabe revolution ukutandiziraso, koma tikazangona kuti zamba kuonongeka will be on the necks of anybody. So this revolution is a long time thing. What is the criteria you join the movement? Kuti mundu join a movement atani. Movement indanena kuti ndi ya Malawi. Aliyense Malawi okunda dziko lake akufuna dziko lisinte zikomera wina aliyense, kali mu DPP, kali mu UTM, kali mu MCP, kali mu PPM, kali chipani china chilichonse. Platform indiyanu. Nikufuna ndi apunziseso azisogoleri yanu. Mukaona nyamata anu andi movement musamadandaule. Movement hii ndiyo sinta Malawi, ndiyo tandiza Malawi. Ndesi tisanga kuti ndi wa DPP asabwere, ngati ku DPP ko kuli achinyamata yena kuona kuti movement hii itandiza ziko, bwerani ndikulandirani, the door is open. Koma posa chedwa apa muyamba kuona ma comrades yena part of this movement. There was Fuzoroti kodi leader wa movement tizinena kuti chani asiya anthu ambiri azipanda mati president, his excellency, you know, people amakonda tima titles, koma leader wa movement akuti ndi commander in chief wa movement imene, the CIC. Ndio ukafuna umuitana in short mzingoti CIC comrade pamene pomwaita, kapena mukafuna mzingoti the leader of the movement LOM pamene ponde mwanditana. Basi ngini hii ndi atu wa Malawi, ndikuthokozeni konse kumene muliri, and ndikuti ambuya akudaliseni tiye ndilipule zikoli pamoto. Ineyo ndakonzeka, ndikudziwaso kuti achinyamata ambiri akonzeka konse kumene mulili, kaya muchokera kuti kaya ndinu azipani, tiye ndigwire ntchito limodzi. Ambuya akudaliseni. Zikomo.
You're not coming out clear. You say, see, this movement is not political. But
it's not a political party.
It's not a political party.
But this is a political movement. But it's not a party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to seek clarification on that.
Yeah. That's what complete.
All right. This marks the end of our press briefing this morning. I don't know if you are granting an interview after this close of the presser.
We can do the interviews later.
All right.
For amena kufunisisa kuti titakukandi extended interviews titakupanga ntawina. Panopa my comrades ndimati tamaliza motere. Koma if those that want an interview even outside we can do it. Okay.
All right, once again to our esteemed members of the press, thank you. I think you have to see me before you leave.